The Lost Patient is a French psychological thriller about a teenage boy who wakes from a 3-year coma with no memory of the massacre that wiped out his family. As a psychologist tries to help him recover his past, chilling secrets about that night slowly emerge. So let's dive in. The story begins on a stormy night. Rain pours down outside a family home. In the shadows, a man is seen leaving the house and walking away into the night. The scene cuts to the next morning. A group of children are playing in the neighborhood. The ball bounces into the garden of the same house. One boy goes to retrieve it. Since the door was locked, he moved to the windows. His eyes wander until he sees the dead people inside. Frozen in shock, he screams in fear and flees the house. The scene cuts to a hospital. A teenager named Thomas Grimaud lies unconscious in bed. His body is pale, connected to tubes and machines that keep him alive. He's been in a coma for 3 years. Night falls. Thomas stirs, his eyes opening weakly. He hears a faint sound in the room. A shadow appears in the corner. A tall figure begins to move toward him. The figure comes closer, its face hidden, and climbs on top of him. Thomas feels pressure on his chest as if the figure is suffocating him. He struggles to breathe, shuts his eyes, and screams. The following morning, Thomas is awake, still weak in bed. A psychiatrist named Anna Kiefer enters the room. She explains that she will help him recover his memory and process his trauma. She tells him he has been in a coma for years, and now it will take time for his body to recover. She reassures him that caregivers and physical therapists will support his rehabilitation. Thomas tries to move his legs, but cannot. Anna observes his confusion and begins to ask what he remembers. He saw her ring, a memory stirs, and he says he remembers her. Anna encourages him to think about the night of the storm. He struggles, then whispers about a monster. Anna tells him it is not a monster, but fragments of memory trying to return. Anna explains what happened while he was in the coma. 3 years ago, his parents were murdered in their home. His cousin Dylan was also there and was discovered dead alongside the parents. Thomas was found unconscious with a serious knife wound in his stomach. He was 16 when it happened. Now he is 19 and recovering in the hospital. His sister Laura disappeared that night and was never found. Thomas listens in silence, breathing heavily, unable to grasp it all. The scene cuts to Thomas experiencing a sudden flashback. He sees himself holding the hand of a girl. Then he is back in the hospital, gripping his sheets tightly. When his caregiver works on his muscles, asking him to clench harder, Thomas does so while picturing Dylan's hand in his own. His mind moves between present and past. Later, Thomas overhears voices in the hallway. He hears Anna and other staff speaking but cannot make out the full words. He interprets their tone as secretive and grows suspicious. When Anna enters, he blurts out that he does not want her to hurt his sister. He demands to know if Laura is safe. Anna tells him she is not police and no one will hurt Laura. She insists that they need to talk about what happened that night, but Thomas remains focused only on his sister. Anna reminds him that Laura disappeared and the authorities never found her. She tells him the neighbors discovered him in the house the morning after the storm. He had a knife wound. She asks him to think about what he remembers. He recalls Laura standing near the house watching the window upstairs. He remembers running behind her, stopping her. He recalls opening a door and seeing his father sitting on the couch. He sees himself walking upstairs, hearing his mother speaking to someone on the phone. He remembers entering an empty room when he went near the window. A shadow passed by. He flinches at the image. He sees himself holding a present. At the dinner table, the family sits together. Thomas discreetly gives Laura the present under the table. She sets it on top, and their mother opens it to reveal a bracelet. The phone rings and tension rises. Everyone looks frustrated. Laura rises from her chair as if to leave. The scene cuts back to Thomas in the hospital, shaken by the images. Anna encourages him, telling him that memory will return in pieces and they will work through it together. Thomas is moved from bed to a wheelchair by his caregiver. The caregiver helps him with exercises, guiding his legs. Thomas struggles to perform simple tasks. During one session, he suddenly freezes. His jaw tightens and he clenches his fists. He sees the dark figure again. Anna calms him later, assuring him no one is there and that what he is seeing is a hallucination. Another flashback takes hold. Thomas remembers walking with Laura on a dark night. They see the same man dressed in black. Laura yells at the stranger to leave, insisting their mother never wanted to see him. Later, Thomas recalls Laura returning home with blood on her forehead. Their father questions her. Laura quickly gives an excuse, saying she got into an accident. Thomas carefully treats her wound, dabbing medication onto it. Laura asks if he is afraid of her. Thomas quietly admits that maybe he is. Back in therapy, Anna asks Thomas what Laura frightens him about. He says their mother loved her, but her mother's lover hurt her. His explanation trails off, uncertain whether this is memory or imagination. An accident occurs in the news while they are doing their mobility therapy in the hallway, drawing staff away. Thomas crawls to another patient nearby. The patient explains his own family is dead. The words unsettle Thomas. Anna returns to continue therapy. Thomas asks what is wrong with her leg and wonders if it was injured in a car accident. While speaking, he notices a male nurse staring at him through the glass. He grows more paranoid. He insists the doctor is watching him. Later, he experiences another flashback. In it, Laura is with a girl. They share a kiss. Laura suddenly becomes violent. The girl leaves. Laura cries and bangs her forehead in frustration. She tells Thomas to leave her alone. Thomas then sees a bloody handprint on a tree. Back in therapy, Thomas asks if he will ever walk again. He plays basketball with another patient named Bastian, enjoying a brief moment of normal activity. Suddenly, the doctor arrives and takes Bastian away. That night, Thomas lies in bed and sees cracks in the wall. The cracks trigger new images. He remembers searching for Laura while a car speeds outside. He grabs Laura and pulls her into the house. Laura runs upstairs and slams the door. Thomas chases after her and forces the door open. Inside, he sees the same black-dressed stranger again hugging Laura. The figure's face is revealed as the same face of the nurse in the hospital. Thomas wakes up in panic. In his hospital room, the nurse looms over him, pressing him to remain quiet. Thomas screams that he hurt Laura. The nurse injects him, and he falls unconscious. The next morning, Anna explains that all female nurses were on duty, and he just suffered a panic attack. Thomas insists it was real. He continues to claim that the male nurse was the one who hurt Laura. Anna warns that he is mixing memories with hallucinations. She says Dylan was present that night, and Thomas must remember what occurred. The film cuts to Thomas recalling Dylan packing his bag. Dylan had come to stay with them. Together, they looked at a photo album. Thomas noticed he was absent from many of the pictures. On a car ride home, while the music played loudly, they almost got into an accident. Their mother cried, and Laura consoled her. The memories unsettle him further. Anna tells him they must make progress quickly. Thomas remembers him and Laura watching their mother console Dylan. He remembers Laura suggesting Dylan that their father kept a gun in the upstairs room closet. She joked that he might want to kill their mother, or even them. She also mentioned she had hidden bullets. Later that night, Thomas imagines himself walking upstairs. The door to the upstairs room is open. He enters and sees cracks in the walls again. Laura appears in his vision and says he found her. The scene cuts back to the hospital. Thomas gets out of bed and wheels himself down the hallway. He looks through a window and sees Anna outside with the nurse. The next day, he asks about Bastian and requests to be moved back to his room. He refuses to see Anna. Yet when he returns, Anna is waiting. He accuses her of hiding the truth. He says he saw her speaking to the nurse. He demands answers. Anna tells him not to break their bond. She explains that Laura was sick and her anger was getting worse. She tells Thomas his family was dysfunctional. His parents neglected him, and they manipulated him. Thomas listens, but struggles to accept it. His memories continue to return. He recalls the neighborhood dog dying and Laura telling Dylan she was not responsible. Back in the hospital, he again sees that stranger man from the window. He moves to the wall and starts peeling the wallpaper, only to find wallpaper from the room upstairs beneath. In the hospital corridor, he imagines the gallery of family photographs blending into his surroundings. He remembers there are toys, and he sees his parents putting up wallpaper in the room upstairs and a child crying. He sees his mother wearing a ring, crying on her child Laura's grave. 1982. He remembers himself as a child peeking into a room where his father held a gun. He remembers being aggressive with his parents. He remembers kissing the girl violently in the woods. He remembers shouting on a man in the night to go away from mom, him coming home with a bloody forehead saying he got into an accident. He remembers telling Dylan to leave. He saw his mother comforting Dylan. He remembers when his mom was driving. He remembers all those memories. He gets up, tries to walk, and into Bastin's room telling him they need to move now. He forces Bastin, sitting on top of him. Suddenly the doctor comes and pushes him down. The final revelation comes. Thomas pieces together the night of the storm. Thomas held the gun. He shot his father. His mother came downstairs and he shot her too. He aimed at Dylan and shot him as well. He tried to choke him. In his fractured mind, he had turned these events into visions of a stranger. The man in black was a construction of his own guilt. Back in the hospital, the doctor informs Anna that Thomas attacked another patient. They must be careful. Anna admits she maintained the illusion of Laura being alive because she believed the truth would destroy him. The closing scenes show Thomas reliving the night again. It is raining as he returns to the house. He sees the bodies of his family. He walks to a mirror and sees himself. He takes a knife from the kitchen and stabs his stomach. The television plays in the background, showing a girl dancing in a music video. The girl resembles the version of Laura he created in his mind. The film closes with the knowledge that Laura died in an accident when Thomas was a baby. She never grew up. The Laura he thought he saw was an illusion. His parents and Dylan were murdered by his own hand. The mysterious figure was only himself.